Be so fucking for real right now.
That's fucking wild, bro.
Shut the fuck up.
You stinking bitch. Welcome into Truly Chaotic. This is episode 59. I am a hot, sweaty mess. I apologize.
The sweat rag immediately is crazy right off
First
the
of all,
bat.
it's a not even a rag, it's a towel. He was sweating so much he had to get a full-size bath towel. Not
Why are
even
you
a
saying
rag.
it? Why are you saying like there's an L at the end? Why are you saying no L at the end?
I said towel.
It's towel.
It's towel.
Towel.
Towel?
She's eating General Tao chicken today.
Why do you
I
say
thought it
Tao?
was Sow.
Isn't it Zoe? General Zoe's
It's
chicken?
Sow.
It's General So's chicken.
It's General
I say
Tao.
Sow's.
It's General Zoe, right?
Chow's.
It's,
I don't even know what the fuck I
You know what it
say
is,
on
Amanda? Is that they're
It's
they're not from the hood.
TSAO.
No, TSO. General Zoe.
I think there's an A in there. TSAO.
is it General
But-
Tao
but
I
or
thought there was an
General
A in
So?
there.
Hold on, everybody. Before we get started, I just want to thank everybody for being here tonight.
I know we.
And I want to make sure that Kelsey understands and knows that there is only 121 days until Christmas Day.
Bro,
It's
I
Christmas
cannot, like,
time.
literally, it's not Christmas time. It's Halloween. It's spooky season, and everyone needs to really accept that and move on. Tony. He's sending me fucking Christmas memes already.
All day.
Yesterday, he was in a live with Santa Claus last night. Sent it to me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
And I was the MVP of that battle. I was in a mad corner.
Oh my god.
I'm like, what? No, it's the minute it's August like
Go look at the-
15th, it's Halloween. I see the chat. Melissa has been in my fucking DMs also about the fucking Christmas. Oh my god, you guys are exhausting. I can't.
Okay. Yeah, so
Anyways.
how are you guys doing? How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? How's everybody's
Doing good.
Good.
doing
Good.
well?
Just got home yesterday from my vacation, but it was good.
I just hit 6K at the casino.
The fact that
Yeah, I don't know how you keep
Amanda.
fucking hitting at the casino. Yo, I go to the casino $100 and I'm either good or I'm like in the first couple of spins I'm done and then I want to get the fuck out of there.
So I hit for 6,000 and then I was like playing on it and then I hit for 4,700.
Like, hello? What did you walk with?
6.
Like, what casino do you go to? Like, like
for you.
where?
It's actually online on my phone. So it's in
You
my
fucking,
pocket.
like-
I got a
I thought
pocket
you went to
casino.
like a brick. I thought you went to a brick and mortar. You talk about a goddamn.
No, it's Bet MGM. It's like a legit. They have.
Fucking-
Sometimes I play FanDuel too.
She's winning $6,000 on Candy Crush. She's fucking crazy. The fuck?
That's
Honestly,
fucking
I would
nuts.
do that. Candy Crush was kind of fun. Anyways.
You jinxed it.
Is that dinosaur soda? The fuck is that?
Oh,
It does say dinosaur, but it's from. This is not sponsored, by the way, but it's from Jackie O's, the brewing company, and it's a hard craft cherry lime seltzer.
I
that
can't wait to
sounds
look. I
good.
cannot wait until
It
we close
is,
this
and
episode.
I got these for free today as like samples to see if we wanted to carry them at the bar. And instead of giving them out to the customers, I took them home.
I don't know if that's what
You should be
you're
saying out
supposed
loud.
to be doing.
Yeah, because they're samples for us to see if we like them and what they would be a good fit for the
The bar.
bar, like to carry them.
Fair enough.
Why is it not letting me repost? The
I don't
live?
know.
Whatever.
Let me repost it.
Yeah, I had no problem reposting it.
So
I could post it on my story, but not repost. Anyways.
So
So we're back.
Yeah.
For anyone who missed last week's episode, you might want to go over and check that out too. But we'll do a little recap. We're talking about the Lindsay Clancy case again today. We're doing a part 2 because there's just so much to say. We've been crashing out on each other. Well, I've been crashing out mostly.
Yeah, Kelsey's been
on-
begging us in the chat. She's like, guys,
I'm not begging
please, I
you.
want to talk about this so bad.
First of all, Phil,
please.
if anything, you're the one who's been begging to do it part 2.
Not for nothing. Me and Phil been going ham on it.
Guys, Phil, after the last episode, he didn't know much about it, but after the last episode, he became obsessed and was really diving deep into every aspect of the case. So I am actually very excited to hear Phil's thoughts on the case since the last time, because I feel like it may be similar or they may have changed. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's probably similar, but I think I'm glad that he you actually started looking into it, because I feel like before last week I was the only one. Amanda knew a little bit about it, but I feel like I really was the only one that was in it, and now I feel like other people are in it.
So I will say, I want to applaud you guys for actually getting my interest. It's very rare that I'm actually interested in something that you guys speak about.
Okay.
So I want to applaud you guys for that.
Stateside.
And especially something very simple. But I do want to say, whenever it comes to mental health things, I do have an interest, because I also want to see the outcome of this case, because I'm very curious how they do it, because I feel like if it goes the way that I expect it to, or I feel like it should, then I feel like it's gonna be a domino effect. It's where do you draw the line almost? But yeah, I don't know. For me, I've been locked in, and I'm kind of mad because I started a new job this past week, and the service is horrible. So
you haven't been able to watch?
Yes, no, I've been able to watch, but literally every 2 minutes it'll freeze for 15 seconds and then it'll re-kick. So I'm just okay, so what did I miss?
Right. Yeah, I think I get what you're saying about where do we draw the line, but also Reddington's been on a lot, this is what he fucking does. He's been on a lot of cases that his whole point is to defend specifically a lot of women in cases of DV where they're found guilty of something, and he's gotten them, off. He's shown the jury hey, this was out of self-defense, or he's done a lot of high profile cases like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree, I know where you're going with that, but I'll be interested to see how it plays out too. I want to see. I'm really interested in their closing statements. That's something that I really am excited for. I want to see how Reddington ends it with his closing statement. Because I feel like he's alluded a lot to certain things and just has not really been straight up about it, but has been kind of leaving little drops and hints and loopholes of certain questions that he's asking. And I feel like he's setting something up for his closing argument that I'll be interested to see.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by him leaving little loopholes? You're saying that he's gonna present something different?
Well, I just think it's known that on one of his witness list potential people that he was going to call to the stand, which he never did because the defense is rested, but it was a private investigator. So he's hinted at a lot of the past 2 doctors that have been called to the stand by the prosecution. He has dropped little loopholes, hinting at the fact that they had known each other before they ever interviewed Lindsay. And when they were hired, they were not supposed to be in cahoots with each other. They were not supposed to know each other beforehand. But he kept asking about, where did you stay the night before you interviewed Lindsay that day, to both of them. So it's almost he knows, he obviously knows the answer, but he's not specifically asking them did you stay here? Because that's I guess it's the wording's weird, but I don't know, just little hints that he's asking in his questions that I'm he knows. I feel like he knows something more that he's not straight up asking.
Wait, so I actually have been I stepped away from it for a little bit because I just feel like I was so involved in it that it was just I couldn't take it anymore. It was just too much. So I took a step back, and I actually haven't been kind of keeping up with it for the most recent days. So just a recap or an update. both the defense and prosecution are done like with their testimonies.
I think the prosecution still has witnesses that they're bringing up.
So the witness that they had at the end today, which by the way answered the question, like asked the questions were asked, and he took 47 minutes to fucking answer.
Oh my god, he was so bad
because
it was like painful to watch. It was painful to watch.
Like it was just very slow. So he's coming back tomorrow, and they're gonna ask him. They have a few more questions to ask him. The judge did say at the end of the court today that the closing statements were likely to happen on Thursday.
Okay.
So
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, because you guys aren't paying attention. You guys are just watching TikToks.
I watched the whole trial today. I have a job.
But yeah, you missed that.
I didn't watch the end because I was working, you fucking idiot.
Now what else have you missed this entire, So
don't fucking rage bait me right now. We're just starting.
Exactly. We're just getting started.
Just getting started.
So
it's so funny to me that like y'all really only think that I'm getting shit from TikTok. Yes, I'm watching TikToks and shit, but I'm actually watching the trial. Don't fucking paint this false narrative that I'm a fucking TikTok wahoo solving the fucking case by myself. Please be so fucking for real.
So
they've cracked the case on TikTok. That's what they've done.
No, they have. Master Chill says Phil got all of his info from ChatGPT summary. He just told me. It's not true.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Get the fuck out of here. I will say ChatGPT is probably more reliable than TikTok. So
I think, okay, let's for a second here, because
Mhm.
I know you guys are such haters on social media when it comes to that kind of thing, right?
Mhm.
You guys act like cold cases have never been solved because of something like social media and people doing their own researches. That's not out of the realm of reality.
Yeah.
This is not a cold case.
This is not a cold case.
Dry case.
This is a
Cut and
case
that
dry.
was never investigated properly.
That's not true.
They've had 3 years to investigate it properly.
To say though,
Yes, they
it's
have.
cut and dry. I feel like if any, like it
Cut
is
and dry.
not cut and dry at all.
Cut and dry.
I think the main thing that we need to take away, and I think that
Guilty as fuck.
okay, I think a lot of people need to take a step back and actually like from a third party view be like, you've seen all this play out via trial, like you don't have any questions at all about his contradictions in his testimony at all. No questions whatsoever about all the contradictions.
But what contradictions, Kelsey?
Dude, he's gone back and forth on shit 10 times. There's videos of him on trial. They asked, did your wife ever tell you that she was having thoughts of harming the kids? And he says, no. Later, there's another clip of him. Did your wife ever tell you she wanted to harm the kids? Yes. Like, he goes back and forth on a lot of shit. A lot of shit.
I think it's also the way that it's worded that a lot of people are putting it up for perspective and how they want to interpret his like things or how they're interpreting it.
I mean, it's not
as well.
Interpretation. It's just straight up back and forth.
But why would they ask the exact same question?
That's what I mean. It's not interpretation. It's literally discrepancies that you can see for yourself if you're watching the trial.
What are the discrepancies, though? Let's talk about it.
We've talked about this already the last episode.
But I mean,
no, because
so why do you think that Patrick? Okay, let me ask you this: why do you think that Patrick is the only person on scene at all over the 911 call that could hear her say it speak clearly at all?
See, that's another thing that was not confirmed 100%.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
How is it not?
He didn't say that she said it clearly. And in the background, you can hear her trying to speak as well. That is what...
I think that he said, what happened? And she said, I tried to kill myself. And he said, where are the kids? And she said, in the basement. As she has a crushed thyroid and a spinal injury that she can no longer walk from. And is hemorrhaging, actively hemorrhaging with a body temperature of 82 degrees. You think that she was able to communicate that to him?
I think that she was able to communicate enough.
How do we know her body temperature was 82 degrees at the time of the 911 call?
It was 82 degrees when she got to the hospital, which was about
we're talking about the 911 call, not
like things. Okay,
so 15 minutes.
Things can drastically happen within half an hour. Like she can.
When she arrived at the hospital, they said I don't know if you guys know, I saw this nurse was explaining this. A GCS score or a GSC score. Hold on, look it up really quick. It's basically like it's called the Glasgow Coma Scale, and it measures a person's level of consciousness. So it's a range from 1 to 15. We're 15, like all of us are up talking conscious, we're 15s. They say as
Some of
nurses,
us are.
anything below 8 is severe impairment / coma, often referred to as GCS 8 or less. And that's when they intubate. They need to be intubated because they are basically gone at that point. She arrived at the hospital as a 3. And you're telling me
Oh
that
my
she was able
God.
to communicate? She was
That's
able to
actually
talk to
crazy.
Patrick on the ground at the time of the 911 call?
But do you know how quickly somebody can go into trauma with everything she had in a span of minutes? She could have gone from a 10 to a 3
Yeah,
in
so
those
then why
15, 20 minutes.
So on the 911 call, EMS and police officers arrived while he was on the 911 call, and they all say that she was not communicative. She was not verbal. She was groaning.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. On the 911 call, you can hear her say, or not say, but you can hear her murmur
You
things.
can hear her groaning in pain, probably.
Yeah, but
I just find it weird that he says that she straight up says two straight coherent sentences to him
but
about
nobody,
what happened and where the kids were.
But he also didn't say I heard it perfectly clear. Like he could have just said like that's what he heard. But she could have said it very faintly. That's what I'm saying. People are just automatically assuming
Right,
oh,
but
that's
that
what he said.
Listen though, that's one discrepancy, right?
But how is it
It's not cut and dry.
But no,
How
but
is it a
it's not a
discrepancy?
discrepancy. People are putting narrative out there.
But you could go
You
either
just
way on
said-
that.
Right, you just said maybe it was this.
But
Well,
Right.
that's
but what
Maybe
I'm
it
trying
wasn't.
but what I'm trying to
Maybe
say
it
is the reason why there is so much uproar with him doing it is because people are making these narratives and all this nonsense when the defense has said she's done it. She has said she's done it. The prosecutors have said she's done it. Kelsey,
She said she did it after
she
the
did
fact.
it multiple times. She said it multiple times.
So let's get into the confession part of it, right? Okay.
The first confession or every single time she gets interviewed by psychiatrists?
Let's get into all of them, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. She confessed when she woke up, quote unquote, confessed. And in my opinion, as someone who was just in a coma, was half unalived, just woke up, was experiencing ICU delirium, which was confirmed by her ICU nurses, anything she says is shot to hell, in my opinion. That should not be a confession. And one of the doctors that testified today or yesterday, I forget which day it was, he straight up says when Lindsay woke up, she didn't remember anything, but was informed, which means someone told her what happened, whether it be Patrick or someone else. And he testified about the human memory, right? Like when you have a traumatic experience and someone informs you of what happened, your memory, especially when she was on all the medication she was on with her past trauma of mental illness, your memory can create shit that she actually probably thought she did it. If I was blackout drunk and I woke up and didn't remember anything and someone said, yeah, you killed someone last night, and I didn't remember a single thing and multiple people were telling me I killed someone, I would believe it.
That's insanity. You're comparing being
it's
blackout
perfect
drunk to
storm.
being in a state of psychosis. That is
It
crazy.
affects your memory.
And I'll challenge the psychosis as well because it's too much controlled behavior to be in a state of psychosis, in my opinion. Too much
She was on
planning.
medications as well.
Not all of them at the same time. Not all of them at the same time.
The
So
most
everybody's
she was on at the same time was 3.
3.
But
So
she
Seroquel
was
was actually
in a
found in her
bunch.
body.
There was a bunch.
Report. She was alleged to stop Seroquel around January 5th.
My point being is that there was
Why was it found in her system?
Why did she purposely send her husband out when she didn't have to? And use that time as the opportune time to do. Somebody in a state of psychosis does not think, acts, doesn't matter what the situation
Maybe
is.
because she didn't do it.
Oh,
Right. Like
maybe, right? Maybe.
maybe.
Listen,
Don't make no
I
sense.
don't know. I feel like I am
Because he wasn't there. He's on video elsewhere.
allegedly.
He's on
There's
video
not
elsewhere.
alleged, but that's the thing. It's not alleged, bro.
It's not alleged.
He
It
was
is.
not there. He was not there.
So
according
listen.
to him, according to him.
According to
According-
cameras.
Listen, wait,
Cameras.
so
He sent
listen.
the email at 5:24, which would have, I don't know if that was sent from the laptop or not, but that would have put him in the house at 5:24
So
p.m.
no. If we don't
So-
know where he sent it from, we cannot assume that he was there.
That is correct.
But
However,
I'm saying these are the questions we need to be asking, is my point.
No, because the court
So
is
listen,
all
wait,
there.
Wait.
If it was, if
listen,
there was
okay, so
discrepancies
Phil and
where
Tony,
it was
listen.
sent, then they would
listen.
call him out.
So you're saying that anytime investigators, police, they have closed a case, it's been correct. They've never made mistakes. They've never fully investigated things further like they should have. They wrongful convictions, like all of these things. You're acting as though everything is always right as it should be and the right person goes to prison all the time. That's not always the case, and sometimes mistakes do happen, and it's like you guys are acting like police have never made a mistake in a wrongful
100%.
conviction or
But
investigation.
Or
when
people have
but
never
when-
been framed.
But when
But there's
there
cut
is
and dry
camera
evidence-
footage of
Camera
him
footage
being
behind it.
Stop fucking
What
saying cut and
evidence?
dry, Tony.
Cut and
It's
dry.
not
What
cut and
evidence?
dry.
Okay, I want to know from you guys, actually.
Oh my God.
Other than this so-called, other than the confession, take the confession off the table because she was in ICU delirium and someone testified that she was already informed of what happened. So
Who
take the
said she was
confession
in
off the
ICU
table.
delirium? Who said
The
that?
nurses who took care of her.
So then what you're telling me is that in court, they said that the nurses said that she was in a state of delirium where anything that she
Yes.
said is not admissible, even though it was.
Not, they didn't say
it became
anything she
admissible.
said. She didn't say anything
She's
she
in a
said,
state
but
of
when you're in a state of
delirium, so
ICU
that's
delirium, yes,
not a-
that
it's
affects
not a-
what you
it's
can
So-
say.
not admissible.
Kelsey's
that's the case.
Kelsey's point, like her point of view, is that she was so just out of it, and when she came to, someone came to her and told her what happened
Who?
and said,
Who came to her?
I believe it was the husband that
I believe it was too.
He had said, whatever happened, and she was like, oh my gosh, and then she
They called her
believed
on the
that she
phone.
did. And so, in like Kelsey's point, if you have ever experienced like being blackout drunk to where you wake up the next day and you're like, oh my God, I have no idea what happened. I do not remember doing that, which I have, and so that can be like a real experience that you have. And if someone says, hey, you did this last night and you don't have any recollection of it, you're going to believe them. And
Especially when she was having thoughts beforehand with her
Right.
postpartum depression. So it's like, I think that so other than that, if we take that off the table, just hypothetically, take that off the table. I know that's that's the one thing you guys are so fucking hung up on is the confession.
I'm not.
What other physical evidence did they find at the scene that proves, innocent until proven guilty, proves that she unalived those children?
There was
Okay.
no
Confess to
there was no evidence of any
I said without the confession, Tony, don't fucking piss me off.
there was no
Right.
evidence of anybody else in the house at the time
Nobody
of the
entered the house.
killings when all three children were unalived.
According to Patrick, right?
No, according to fucking evidence, guys. Like, are you?
What
they,
evidence?
They investigated the house. Like, it's not like the only two people when they arrived at the scene were fucking Lindsay and Patrick. They're gonna
And
interview.
Patrick was the only
They're gonna
one
interview both of
who
them.
could speak.
She could not. She could. Yes. And then what do? They say, okay, let's confirm that this guy was not in the house, so then we can then rule him out, which is what
Okay.
they did. You guys are acting like people are not
Okay.
doing their job.
okay, but hear me out. The fact that there were no fingerprints of hers on the knife, that's a little weird.
Again, that is something that is false. They confirmed that it was a woman. They could not confirm the exact DNA because there were 4 people in the house, which all have very similar DNA.
on the knife.
Yes.
Can you show me that?
Second,
I didn't see that. I
It's
saw
the,
the
and it's the
exercise
exact
band.
it's the exact same thing with the bands. They confirmed that all DNA was on the bands. They cannot confirm definitively which piece of DNA was the specific person because the DNAs were so
Well,
similar.
they confirmed Patrick's.
They didn't.
They did.
confirmed a male's DNA. They confirmed
They
five.
confirmed
They confirmed
Patrick
five.
Clancy's DNA.
They confirmed 5 different people's DNA on the
Bill,
bands.
They confirmed his DNA.
Right, but they confirmed the male DNA. There were male children in the
Again,
house.
people assume that it's Patrick automatically. That's what I'm trying to
Just
explain.
because he's a man.
People
but
just
a
made
baby, a male baby
it was
and a man
male,
and a man.
and
it's the, same
the DNAs are
DNA.
all similar to each other.
Oh man.
A man, like a grown
Miss
man,
Pinup,
like an adult.
I do too. Miss Pinup, I do too. So there was also a video that went viral, and this is all speculatory.
If you bring up that doll thing,
Well, how did the nightstand cover the blood spots again? Someone moved the nightstand after she had already out the window. So either it was Patrick or it was
talking about the
someone
blood that was
investigating
underneath?
the scene underneath the nightstand.
things can't splatter underneath things.
Not under the actual leg. It's under the leg of the nightstand. It's on top of it. And it's not dripping down the nightstand.
It can't.
But is
it can't.
this something again? This is something that was presented in court, or just something that went viral on social media?
This is from actual evidence photos that someone created a TikTok video about recreating the scene. But it just makes you question.
Well, it makes you
What?
question. It makes you question because it's not being asked in court. But again, these people are professionals. They don't ask the question because
You
there's
act
no need
like
to ask.
professionals have never fucked up, Tony.
I mean,
Also,
And
all
this type-
all these expert witnesses don't seem very professional to me, to be honest.
They are, but you also have to remember that the opposition is trying to make them look stupid.
correct.
They're trying to win the case.
They are succeeding in my opinion. Yeah.
But again, it's because
Listen, okay.
our opinions are biased. So when we see a defense witness on the stand, right? When we see the defense cross-examining a prosecution witness, our bias immediately, as on Lindsay's side, is going to say they look stupid. Mind you, me and Phil, let's say, who are on the prosecution side, we're going to be like, oh, they're asking the wrong questions, or they're asking questions that make no fucking sense to kind of confuse them or like make them run around in circles. And that's the shit with this case, is that we have so many biases because of how we feel, is that we're not going to be able to kind of break through that wall of trying to be open to, okay, well, yeah, because they were experts on the defense side that said, well, yes, she had a mental illness, but she does, she has a criminal responsibility for doing this. She was aware, because you don't plan it. But then the defense specialist said, no, she had a mental illness, psychosis. She cannot be criminally liable. How is it that four expert witnesses in the same field are saying 2 different fucking things? And that is the issue.
That's the thing.
Here.
I
That's
know.
the issue here.
But my point is when we get back to because now social media is running with this, and Tony, you have hinted at this as well. I'm going to call you out. Everyone's very upset that people are rallying behind justice for Lindsay Clancy, which I think is a weird way to word it, because at the end of the day, 3 children are unalived. So that's tragic and horrible. And whatever happened in that house that day, that nothing's going to change that.
No.
But I think where things are getting misconstrued about why there is this support behind Lindsay is because of the lack of funding, the lack of research, and the lack of just empathy when it comes to women's health and postpartum issues. And that is very evident because Lindsay, by the book, essentially did everything right. She sought help. She was trying to get help from multiple different specialists. And if she did it, that's how things played out. The system failed her. That's what people are getting behind. It's not, oh, we're supporting someone who unalived their babies. That's just not what it is.
But
they're asking the questions like, hey, is it possible that there was corruption in this investigation? Is it possible that things aren't adding up all the time? Especially in Massachusetts, let me tell you, there's some fucking corruption in the police force here. Very much.
So let me ask you a question.
Very much so.
Let me ask you a question. Why did Lindsay route out how long Patrick would be out of the house for?
She wrote down in her journal that she didn't want to be alone with the kids.
On her phone, she routed out how long exactly it would take him to go.
She looked how far the restaurant was, how far CVS was. So
I have a theory
And that
that
was presented in court by the prosecution. Why would she do that if she's in such a state of psychosis?
which kind
Why
of
would
fucked me up.
Why would she route out how long he was going to be out of the house for?
Because she was feeling a certain way. She didn't want to be alone with the kids for a long period of time. She was trying to pick something close.
But again,
She searched Miralax. She was looking for things to tell him to go and get. So
She
if
went to the pediatrician for constipation for her girl in the morning. That morning.
She looked up Miralax at CVS, and she looked up the route to see how long he would be out of the house for. Why
the
would she do
doctor
that?
no, the doctor prescribed the child Miralax from the morning appointment.
Miralax prescription? I don't think so.
Yes.
Yes,
No,
not a
it's-
prescription, but
Oh,
when
it's like over the counter, like take Miralax.
like take Miralax.
Okay.
Yeah, that is documented. At the appointment
And
in the
also-
morning, the doctor did say to get that.
And
Okay.
and another little like discrepancy in his testimony was that the whole reason he called Lindsay when he was at CVS was because they were out of the name brand of I think it's Pedialax
Yeah.
or something, and they were out of it. And he claims it's because the shelves were pretty empty because it was COVID. By the way, it was 2023. But anyways, I guess. But
Okay.
he in evidence photos from the crime scene in the house, he bought Pedialax. Why is he calling Lindsay saying they don't have Pedialax if they had Pedialax? And he bought it.
Wasn't Pedialax, it was Miralax.
No, it wasn't.
No,
You can see it. You
Miralax
can
is
see
for
it.
adults. Miralax is for adults.
It was Miralax, what she searched on her phone. That is on court documents and testimony.
She
Miralax.
searched kids. She searched kids.
Miralax. It is on court documents.
Okay.
Look it up.
So
Well,
probably
his testimony that he said out loud was Pedialax.
It's on her phone, what she searched.
Tony, I'm not
Okay.
talking about her
Oh
phone.
my God.
That's what we're
Hello?
talking about.
No, I'm
Tony,
talking about his testimony.
no, but
Listen,
we
Miralax
were
is for adults. Pedialax is for children. So maybe she was searching up what's the difference? What's Miralax versus Pedialax or something? Who knows? They're
Why would she search the difference between an adult medication and a child medication if the doctor prescribed it?
Who knows? Why the fuck did I search today?
So, but you see what we're
can
doing here?
ChatGPT
We're showing
be
you
my
guys.
friend?
We're showing you guys the discrepancies in what's going on as well. Just like
And we're
everybody.
showing
Hold
you
on, I'm not done
discrepancies
speaking.
from his side.
I understand that. So that's why we're trying to show you that what you guys are saying, sometimes you guys are running with things that sometimes are not like
Running with anything. I have my own opinion on it. I'm not so gung ho and like dead set on like Patrick did it or she's not guilty or all this. I am unsure, but I'm leaning towards she's not guilty. Like I have that feeling of like maybe she didn't do it. Like there's a reasonable doubt is in my mind.
So what this is from the Boston Globe. Shout out to your city, Kelsey. There was confusion because Lindsay had initially called CVS about Miralax, but the evidence presented at trial says she ultimately texted Patrick to pick up Pedialax. Patrick went to the pediatric section at the Kingston CVS, called Lindsay back because he couldn't find the exact product. She told him a generic version was fine.
And then in evidence photos, he had the exact product, is my thing.
He couldn't find it, though. That's what she said. That's what he said. That's what he said.
He said on testimony they didn't have it.
It's right here.
All right.
Boston
I guess
Globe.
I'll look back at his transcript
Right,
then, because I'm pretty sure he said they didn't have it on the stand.
He said he couldn't find it, is what Phil just said.
And he said it wasn't on the shelves because the shelves are pretty empty because it was COVID. He like over explained it too.
But again,
But
him saying he couldn't find it. Like he couldn't find it
Listen,
doesn't mean that
at the end of the
it's not in
day-
stock. What are we gonna do?
I want to make it very clear to everyone here because I know the questions that I'm presenting makes it seem like I'm like, he did it 100%. And I don't know if he did. I don't know if she did. My whole point is, I don't think this case was ever properly investigated, ever, in the 3 years that have transpired
But
since.
why are you
I
saying
agree.
that? Just because the evidence is not showing that?
Yes.
What evidence do they have to show you that will make this a legit
Oh my God.
like
I
investigation?
would want to see fingerprints. I would want to see I would want to see her DNA
They said
confirmed
there was
on
there
the
was
murder
no.
weapon.
they said
They said there was no usable usable fingerprints on the knife or
Exactly
the
my
band.
point. So I don't think they're gonna find her guilty. In my point,
No, because they
in
couldn't.
my opinion.
But because of the fact that they all live in the house, there was so many fingerprints, so much
Shared
DNA on all the products that they can't definitively say this is this person, this is this person, this is that person.
So also there was a discrepancy in Patrick's testimony about the pills that the doctor testified today. Patrick had noted that the pills were crushed and she took crushed up pills in the drink. Lindsay, he testified that Lindsay never told him that she crushed up the pills in her recollection of the events. So, like, why did Patrick make a point to say that? And how would he know that, like, those were crushed up pills next to her bed? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just my point is, I think that a lot of people need to be asking more questions when investigations happen, because we've seen framed cases before. We've seen corruption in the police force. We've seen lackluster investigations for big high profile cases, especially in Massachusetts, the Karen Reed case being one of them. I think it's just something that people need to start asking more questions about. I don't think that he definitely did it. I don't think that she definitely did it. I'm up in the air on that. I do think that in this case, her defense lawyer has created reasonable doubt where they will not find her guilty. I don't know if they will straight up just find her not guilty or if they will find her just not criminally responsible. But I think he has succeeded in creating reasonable doubt, in my opinion.
Is this straight murder? Is this straight murder charges, or are there manslaughter charges too? Or are they trying to reduce it to manslaughter due to mental
I don't
insanity or
know.
whatever?
So what's
I think
what's gonna end up happening is she's either gonna go to jail, right? Or she's gonna go to a psych ward, essentially. Those are the two, pretty much the two options.
If they find her not, which is very rare, but if they find her not guilty of anything, then she's free and they can open up an investigation for who they think actually did it. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Do you guys think that
they're not going to find her not guilty because they don't think she did it? She didn't do it. They'll find her not guilty if she's not guilty because of
she's not physically mentally fit.
No, insanity. I know, but there is still an option that the jury could be like, she didn't do it.
I mean, that's what, if they do that, then that shit is crazy. Like, I'm sorry, but
do you guys think that since this is such a high profile case, that it's going to be helpful and kind of shed light on like the postpartum aspect of that for women?
I think it already has. I think it's causing debate, which is kind of crazy. I think it's causing a lot of debate because I just think that a lot of people just don't understand it. And I think
I think that it is similar to men having a say on abortion. I think that it's kind of like you don't know what it's like to give birth and have your body experience that and then deal with everything after that.
Okay, so then we can say that to all the women that were chanting, for Lindsay Clancy that don't have kids. So women that never had kids should not say shit about postpartum.
Not true.
They're still a woman though.
Why is that not true though? They haven't had kids. They haven't suffered through it.
Listen,
but they have hormones and they can like experience certain things that only a woman can experience.
Reproductive organs.
But that's not postpartum depression, guys.
But here's the thing. I think that she's shedding light on women's health. Granted, I have never had kids. Yes. I am very passionate about the lack of research and funding for women's health in general, especially for diseases that women and men both have, but studies are only done on how shit affects men and how it presents in men and not women. Women are very much underrepresented and we present differently for a lot of the same diseases. And we just don't have any of the same funding or research. So that's what I'm passionate about. And I think this sheds light on that. Postpartum is included in that.
Yeah. I mean, Kelsey's never had a baby, but she has her opinion on abortion. You know what I mean? Like
that's fine. It doesn't mean like I'm not saying what I'm saying is that
I'm just saying is
those are very different.
You're saying that men should not comment or have an opinion on something that they don't experience.
Because you're not a woman. You don't
All
have
right,
a
that's
menstrual
fine,
cycle.
but it has
And you
nothing. We're not
can't
talking about post-menstrual
yes, it's
cycle
like
depression.
hormones. It's literally all
It's
I
all
get it. No, I
women's
understand what you're saying. I
women's
understand what you're saying.
hormonal structure is so crazy that it's like I feel like for a man to comment on anything about like that is just they just don't know how it is. And which
wanna
is why people say the saying, "Oh, it's your time of the month. You're hormonal, you're this, you're that," because they're obviously when women go through these things, sometimes we you know what I mean, like our feelings fluctuate and like all this stuff and it's difficult to regulate. And I just feel like
I can confirm.
I want to tell you guys, I want to just read you guys like a few statistics here because I actually researched this today because I was very interested in it.
Mhm.
Because a lot of people think like postpartum, you have the like this is how like birth is, right? You have the baby, you recover from giving birth for 6 weeks, and you're good to go. Like, I mean, even maternity leave in the US is like what, 2 months, 3 months? When did you go
Which
back
is
to work?
fucking
I
insane.
went back to
Amanda?
work 6 weeks after.
Right, 6 weeks. 6
Yeah.
weeks is actually like the standard.
Yeah, 6 to
A
8.
lot of people, yeah, a lot of people will have PTO or benefit plans that will give them 3 months, 4
Yeah.
months, whatever.
That's fucking
not everything.
crazy to me.
You know what the statistics are when it comes to let me read here because I have this saved. Hold on. More than half of pregnancy related deaths occur postpartum, which is kind of crazy. And 53% of pregnancy related deaths occur between 7 days and a year after pregnancy. So people think you're 6 weeks and done. And it can happen up to a year after pregnancy, and that's still considered related to postpartum in a lot of cases. Among 987 pregnancy-related deaths where an underlying cause could be determined in the CDC's 2017 to 2019 review, mental health conditions attributed 22.7% of those deaths. Hemorrhage was 13.7%, cardiac or coronary conditions was 12.8%, infection was 9.2%, thrombotic embolism was 8.7%, and cardiomyopathy was 8.5%. The leading cause of pregnancy-related deaths postpartum was mental health related.
Okay, so I want to pause there. Right. So there's a lot of women that come out for mental health postpartum for this Lindsay, Clancy, whatever. Right. Well, if we're talking about men can't or shouldn't or don't know what women go through postpartum, menstrual cycle, whatever, there have been plenty of men that have had mental breakdowns, PTSD, crazy shit, and have killed their kids. Where's the support there?
I think there has been support. There's been support for
Support
veterans.
where?
I actually looked this up.
For those cases, I'm talking about those particular cases.
I don't think they were as high profile as this, to be honest.
But
Tony.
also, too, did those men reach out for help? Did they try so as much as Lindsay Clancy tried to get help?
So I do want to stop there real quick. When you said that, yes, she got help. But there were times where she said in her journal, I believe, that they turned her away. There were certain instances where she actually ended up telling Patrick, like, oh, like they're not admitting me, when they actually suggested to admit her, and she denied it.
Well, there's also a time where a doctor told Patrick you should take your wife to the ER, and he told her, I don't want to wait in the ER all night, and didn't take her.
I understand that.
So neither one of them are, and I don't think we should be putting blame on someone who was going through all of those emotions.
I'm not putting blame. I'm just simply saying that, yes, she did look for help, but there's also a lot to say. Did she
What is crazy?
Yeah. Dude, if you're denying...
Did she do enough? Are you saying, like, did she do enough?
Yes, because she's...
What else could she have done? What else would you have recommended her doing?
Get admitted instead of denying
She did.
it. But she denied it twice on record. She denied getting admitted twice. After the fact she got admitted, she denied it again. And I listen, I'm not saying
because it probably didn't help.
So here's my thing.
How is it not going to help if she's not getting admitted?
She obviously, and this is from my point of view on the outside looking in, She was the main caretaker of those children.
Mm-hmm.
She probably felt like that if she were to be admitted, she would be away from the kids, and they, you know what I mean? It's kind of like
Which
the,
I get, and I completely agree with you. I do agree with you, but I'm just simply saying, like, what you said with, like, what did you say before, Amanda, when I interjected?
did those men reach out for help before
Yes.
something tragic happened?
So she reached out for help. It's also up to said person to do everything and anything in their power to get the proper help. And
right, but that was my thing to Tony, was because he said, where's the support for all these men? And I was saying, like, did they reach out for help? Did they you know what I mean, like, try to do something before it got so bad to where a tragedy happened?
Because they didn't go for help, that means that, okay, well then they didn't try to get help, so
No,
fuck
but
'em.
here's the thing is, she did go for help,
but
and the
that's my
system
point.
failed
No,
her.
but I
That
get
is
it.
the point.
The system
So
failed
are
her,
you-
yes, but there's arguments where, is she criminally responsible? And that's my argument. And my argument is absolutely the fuck she is, because it was planned. And not planned. She didn't plan. I don't think she planned the murders.
But there
I
was
think
a
she
motive
planned
based
being
on
alone with them. And then in that moment is where she acted. Because again, someone in a state of psychosis, it doesn't matter if Jesus is there, if Ronald McDonald is there, whoever the fuck is there, they're gonna act no matter who the fuck is in the room. Psychosis, you cannot put yourself
What do you
in a
mean they're
position.
gonna act? Oh, okay.
when they're
I
in
see.
that
They're
state,
going
they're
to do
they're
the
gonna do
act.
whatever is
Okay.
in their
Yeah,
mind.
in their mind.
regardless.
They're
Okay.
going to act no matter what. No matter what, they're gonna act. That's why they're strapped down. If you see people who are in psychosis or in as, they get strapped down on a bed, because it doesn't matter who's
Yeah.
in the room. It could be the police.
They're gonna
It
go
could be
off.
whoever. They're gonna go off.
Okay.
Not
Yeah.
not always, guys. I think you guys are thinking
then
of
it's not- it's not-
psychosis as like
it's not a-
an enraged, crazy, psychotic thing.
No,
like
no,
it's
no.
not always like that.
You're in a state of you're not aware of your surroundings. You're not aware of who you are. You're not aware of what you're doing. It's not a state of, she's not psychotic.
I
She's in a
think
state
what
of
Tony,
psychosis.
yeah, I
It's
think what
different.
Tony is saying is that regardless of who is around when you are in that mental
State of mind.
state, you are going to continue to do what
You're
you're
gonna act-
doing,
just
whether
gonna
or not
act.
you're acting calm and not creating
Gotcha.
a scene. You're still going to, like, you know what I mean, like, do whatever
Yeah.
you were planning on doing. Which I get that. I don't know.
So that's to me. So to me, it's not that I'm not saying that. Okay, was there a mental health issue here? Yes, absolutely. I'm very confident that that's the case here. Now, was it where she was mentally incapacitated and something took over her? The whole voices thing, like, I don't believe none of that shit. That shit is after the fact. It's similar to her, the performance that she's putting in court for the jury. It's all after the
I
fact.
don't think that's a performance, but I mean,
I
we
absolutely
can.
think it is.
I
I
don't think
absolutely
that
think
is
it
at
is.
all. You
I absolutely
can't
think it is.
fake that type of fucking actual
Yes, you fucking
heaving
can.
emotion.
Yes, you can.
Did
You
you
ever seen?
watch the video? Did you?
Have you
The
ever?
jury
Yes.
members were crying.
That's the point. The prosecute, the defense gets her to
Thinking
do
that
that.
she's faking having a panic attack, mental breakdown, his sobbing
I'm not, so
hysterically in court is
again,
crazy, Tony.
this is what
That
the
is
defense gets paid,
crazy.
this is what the defense gets paid to do. Let me tell you something. The Menendez brothers trial. You guys know about that trial,
Yeah.
right? They were told to act a certain way in court so that the jury can feel sorry for them. Dress a certain type of way, look a type of way, sob a type of way, cry a type of way. They were coached to do this. This is what defense attorneys do. Act stupid, act like you don't know, act dumbfounded. Same thing with OJ. Act like you don't know what's going on. Oh, my gloves don't fit. Like, that's all that's all for court. It's
So,
courtroom
Tony,
dramatics.
let me ask you think she fully planned this out and was calculated premeditated murder?
On that
Of her
day,
3
I don't think
kids.
she planned it out for months. I think on that day, she was in a place where it was like, today's the day I'm going to just I
So
need
then
to
you
end all
think
of this.
so you still think that day she was in such a negative place that she was still, like, conscious enough to plan things out?
I think that,
Like,
yes, she planned it out. Absolutely. Why would you look for all that shit on your phone if you're not planning something out? How would you know to take the kids and put them in the basement? Why not just do it in wherever the fuck they're at? If they're in the
No.
bathroom, right there, boom. If they're in the kitchen,
you tell
right there,
me.
boom.
Listen though,
Right.
why would she put them in the basement? What are your thoughts on that?
Why? Because she wanted to go somewhere where she wouldn't be heard, or the kids wouldn't be heard, or if there was a lot of noise or commotion, she wanted to go somewhere where nobody would hear anything.
Statistically, when women unalive their children, they do it together.
Right.
Sometimes
Like
the
in the same
statistics
place.
don't
Why would she
exactly
go?
align, though.
Why would
Right.
she?
When it's premeditated and when it's planned, not when it's in a state of psychosis and you're in the right state of
You're
mind.
contradicting yourself. Because
I'm
she in
not.
He's
psychosis or
not.
not?
That's my point. If she's in psychosis,
You guys aren't
then she's
listening
gonna
to him.
fall. She's gonna fall into the statistic where most moms kill them together and put them in a
Oh,
place
so you
together.
think that she? Okay, I get what you're saying now.
That's what I'm saying.
I
She's not
do
in a
not
state of
agree at
psychosis.
all.
If she was in a state of psychosis, those kids would have gone down wherever they were at, no matter what they were doing. If they were on the iPad would have been next to the kid on the couch. If the other kid was sleeping in the room, they would have been dead on that bed. If she was in a state of psychosis, because she would have just
I
gone
see
and
what
just
you're
got it
saying
done.
there. I do see what you're saying there. I don't agree with you in the slightest, but I do see where you're coming from. I personally I just think that there's so much we don't know about what
Gotcha.
happened that
I
day.
agree with that.
But-
I agree with
But nobody's gonna ever know 100%, right?
I mean, they can if it take it. I don't know. This is
100%
level,
no.
right?
It can.
100%
You
no.
can never know.
Hello?
The
This
only
is at-
the
it's-
two
this is
people
at a
that could
state
ever
level,
know
right?
are like
Well, no.
First of
but
all,
what I'm saying is
only
that
one person.
the only
that will ever
person
know of supposedly is Patrick.
no.
Right.
The only true people that know are unfortunately the 3 children.
and even they don't know.
I
Like
think-
half of them don't know because they were so small. They won't know.
No, but you know what I mean?
Okay,
Like they
so
know
guys, so
what
I have a
happened
question.
that
I
night.
have a question. So why did you guys see the Apple Watch data of her heart rate going down to 57 beats per minute
Yeah,
when she was allegedly strangling her kids?
yeah, I saw that. And then
What do you
also,
what do you make of that?
did you see the theory that when you're walking into a CVS and those blowers come down on you,
Yes.
it activates it like if you were going
Up a flight of
up-
stairs.
yeah, up a flight of stairs.
And there, it indicates that she allegedly went up 2 flights of stairs when Patrick went into the CVS and out of the CVS.
at the same time.
Exactly at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about all that. But I will say
That's what I'm saying.
But
That's what I'm
I
saying.
will
Like,
say,
that's
I will
it.
say, I will say, there are times where my Apple Watch says that my fucking heart rate is like 60, and I fucking measure it, and I take fucking, and it's not 60, it's like 90.
Yeah, but all day it was up in the 100. Like, it wasn't like it was malfunctioning just in that one beat. It was significantly going down up to the 57, and that was the last recorded heart rate.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at what, like 523, I think, or like 5. I
Yeah.
have to look up the actual time. But it was before he allegedly sent that email from the basement. I'll tell you that.
But who sent the email? Wait, how do we know
Nobody
he
sent
the
an email
from
from the basement.
He sent a work email at 524 from the Surface Pro.
They
Allegedly,
said-
I don't know.
They
if
don't
it
know
was from
where it
the
was
phone.
from.
Well,
That's
I
the
think
point.
they
That's why
actually
she
know.
said allegedly.
That's why I said allegedly, guys.
She-
Hello.
she
Can we pay
doesn't
attention
know.
here? So I'm just saying, like, in theory, if we actually put some of the things together in the actual evidence, you could make a point where you could be like, hey, maybe someone else did this. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, I'm asking questions. I'm not saying he definitively did it. I'm not saying she definitively did. She very well could have done this. But
Highly
I'm
likely.
asking the questions. I'm
Extremely
asking the
extremely
questions that I
likely.
think should have been asked from the very
Yeah.
beginning.
I agree. I do think that parts of the investigation got overlooked, probably because Patrick knew people in this.
Now
I
we're
mean,
taking it to another layer
See,
now.
but
Now we're
this-
taking it to
I'm just saying, I feel like it wasn't a proper investigation.
So-
and
I don't think it was either.
I wanna really like hammer home here something, because a lot of things that I'm seeing on TikTok is like Patrick knows this person, Patrick knows this person, Patrick knows this person. Like, you guys realize,
the DA bought his house.
you guys
all this crazy
like
shit.
which that did
mean, it's
that
true.
did happen.
It did happen, but that doesn't mean that the DA is gonna let him off on a triple murder.
It's like kind of weird, no? Why would someone knowingly the
Wasn't
DA
he-
That
knowingly
I
buy
know.
that house?
That I don't know.
he has photographs with who is it? Is it the DA? the prosecution or someone he has he's like photographed on outings.
They were all in
With-
like a sailing club, I think, or like a yacht
it's
club or whatever.
I just feel like
It's
he does know
weird.
some people.
But okay,
It is
hold on.
weird.
But hold on. But what I want to really hammer home is like, you guys have to understand all these people that are being connected to him, and like with this whole conspiracy theory of everybody coming together to like, you guys are telling me that every single person is going to be lining up and being like, yeah, let's put her in fucking a psych ward and let you get off.
No. But what I'm saying is,
You'd be very surprised. Look into the Karen Reed case, Phil.
One case out of how many?
It was also in Massachusetts. I'm making a point to say there is corruption.
That was the lady that was the lady ran over her cop boyfriend or whatever, right?
Yeah, and was found not guilty because she didn't run him over.
That was crazy.
But everyone was framing her that she did it.
She
all these cops were
on video.
Oh my god, bro! It's not on video. What are you talking about?
She ran him over.
Don't speak on things you don't know, Tony. Don't fucking piss me off. She ran him over on video. What the hell are you fucking talking about?
I'm just saying that I personally feel like the investigation could have gone a lot differently in the beginning. And now we are here at this point in the trial and a lot of things are coming up. And I feel like that's where a lot of people on TikTok are coming from with like, oh, well, this doesn't make sense and this, and trying to recreate reenactments of the bedroom and like all this stuff.
Which I think is like, take it with a grain of salt, always.
Yeah,
it's like,
but like that ship has sailed and now we are here to see if she was competent or not during the murders.
So
you know
what I
mean?
want to
So it's like,
what I want to ask is, what do you guys mean when you say proper investigation in the beginning?
I just feel like instead of taking his word for it, maybe they could have.
But you guys are making it seem like what they did was they came to the house. They said, "Hey guys, what happened? Oh, she can't speak. Okay, Patrick, what happened? That happened? Okay, perfect. Okay, we'll see you guys in court." Like, they investigated the house, guys. They made sure that everything that he was saying aligned.
They investigated the house to their ability and their standards. Like, I feel like
everything he says does not align. That's the whole point, Phil.
And a bunch of forensic investigators went in there and were all in cahoots.
Okay.
To do a half-assed investigation.
Yes.
Oh
why?
Here's the thing.
Because
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. You come home, the house is quiet. Your 3 kids and your wife are nowhere to be found. You came home from CVS and getting takeout. You were gone for 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. The whole house is quiet. You yell out for them, you hear nothing. You go down, you yell down the basement, which is this is all what he testified he did. Yell down the basement, no answer. You go upstairs. You look in the children's bedrooms. They're not there. You look in the bathroom. They're not there. You realize your master bedroom's locked. You unlock the master bedroom door. You see blood everywhere and the window open. What is the first thing you do?
I look out the window to see what the fuck happened.
Yeah, he didn't do that.
What did he do?
If he did that, there would have been footprints throughout. He immediately went out and went all the way around the door. He knew exactly where she was.
Again, is that I'm saying that right now, I'm saying that like logically thinking, I would look out the window to see what the fuck happened. But in a state of panic,
you don't know.
He may have assumed shit. She jumped out the window and he ran out to see if she's still alive.
Why would he assume that?
Because he was already aware that she was having intrusive thoughts.
She was suicidal.
So it's like, shit, she did it.
Any normal person would have walked.
But Kelsey,
I think any normal person would have walked into the room to be like, look around the room.
In a normal state.
You just said.
But in a normal state, we've never been in those shoes.
If I didn't have a wife that was telling me, "Oh, I'm suicidal, I'm gonna kill the kids" or whatever. First of all, if it was me, I wouldn't have left. Those kids would have gone with me to CVS. She
well, that's another thing. It's like to.
But I again, he probably understood that that woman loved her kids and that she would not do something extreme like that. Again, I'm assuming, right? As a dad, as a husband, when I was a husband, is just that sometimes you always believe that the mother, your wife, has the best interest of the children, even though with all the shit that she was saying, she was getting the help she needed, right? She was getting the therapy, the medication, all the stuff and everything. So you assume that she'll be good for 40 minutes. And again, I'm just thinking from my perspective, she'll be good for 40 minutes. I'm going to go and do this for her, right? He came home. he came home and assumed, yo, she tried to kill herself. She's outside. He ran outside to see. I mean, it could be in that moment that could have been the case. I mean, do you think that what he threw her out the window and said, "Oh, I went outside and just to see, did I finish the job?" Like, is that what we're saying here?
I think I'm not gonna say what I think
Well,
because
so
I think
here's the thing,
it's
though.
very much speculation, and I don't know if he did
It
it. But
is. So here's the thing. I feel like nobody knows how a person is going to react in a certain situation.
Of course.
Right. So
Unless
it's kind
they've
of
been in
like
that situation.
so it's kind of like speculation could be us talking about it right now, what we would do. However, none of us thankfully have ever been in that position
Right.
Exactly.
to do
Right.
that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like we don't know how we would react, and we can say how he should have reacted, but we don't, you know what I mean? Like we don't know.
At the end of the day, I think people are kind of rallying behind her as well because I think this trial really painted a picture of what kind of father he was, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Granted, yes, like maybe he helped out with getting her some help here and there, but like if your wife is telling you that she's having harmful thoughts to herself and the kids, like he was going on ski trips for weekends. He was, he was leaving
With
her alone with
one
the
of the
kids
children, by the way.
yeah, the
This-
one girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they had a nanny,
Yeah.
so she wasn't alone with the kids. She had
Yeah,
help.
but the father wasn't there. That's
The
what Kelsey
father
is
was
saying.
doing yeah.
Like,
Oh.
Yeah, I think to paint this beautiful picture of this loving
So
father who
he's a bad father
I
because he went
don't
on a
think
ski
that was
trip.
the case.
He's a bad dad because he
I
went on a
never
ski trip.
said that. I never said that, Tony, at all. I'm just saying if I was a father and my wife was having harmful thoughts to, like you said, you just said, my wife was having harmful thoughts to the kids and herself, I
Oh
would have
yeah,
taken the kids to CVS
but I
with
mean,
me.
this is a woman that had a PhD and that what I'm saying. She could have been telling him, "I'm good. I'm getting the help that I need. You have nothing to worry about." We don't know what the
She wa
conversations were.
sh He testified that she was saying she was having harmful thoughts.
Right. But at the same time, we don't know the stuff that she was saying to make him feel safe with her with the kids. It's just they're just asking him what she said with regards to harming herself and the kids. They're not asking for everything. Where he would be comfortable going on a ski trip, where he would be comfortable going to a CVS. We're only hearing
let's
the
be
shit
real.
Can
I
I
get from everything that
Like,
I've seen,
come
I
on.
just feel like he wasn't the most involved father.
because he went on ski trips.
But
No,
again,
no,
these
not-
are
not
also
for that
but these
reason.
are but these are also things that are going to be pointed out on social media that are going to be shown to us, right? Now, I have a question. Okay? Which he took the daughter. Is she the oldest?
Yes.
So
It's
and
No, I
how old were
thought
the other
Dawson
two?
was the oldest. No, you're right. She was the oldest.
And how old were the other two? Young. Like
um
probably not young, probably not
5
8
and
months. Talon was
5
8
and
months.
Okay, so
they
he's a
were
write off.
7,
He's definitely
5,
not
and 8 months.
he's definitely
I
not
think.
skiing. He's definitely not skiing. So, do you think him being a father, seeing, okay, my wife's going through all this, the kids are probably suffering, I'm going to take my eldest out for a ski trip, like to get her away
No, I
from.
don't.
Well, why
I
not
don't
take
Listen, I'm
the
not.
whole family?
I don't see that point of view.
Okay.
Because if I have 3 kids, I have 2 older kids and a baby, and I
Mhm.
feel like if I am struggling, why would, like, for me personally, I wouldn't be okay if, like, Joelle took my oldest and left me alone with the 2 younger ones when I'm already telling him I'm struggling.
Mhm.
Great. The younger ones
You know
are
what I
more
mean?
work.
Like, right. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like that's more work. Take the little ones and
Again,
then leave me
Right.
with the older ones.
I'm not.
Like,
Listen, I'm not saying that was the right decision. I'm just saying, I'm being like, could he possibly think that way, thinking he's doing something, even though it's not the right
probably
decision?
because men think fucking stupid shit all the time.
Sometimes, yeah, we are a little bit stupid. I will say that.
So I will say this though, I feel like there are very like important aspects of their marriage that we are never going to know about.
Yeah.
And I do feel like with the new wife and all of these things, like, did, you know what I mean? Like, we're never going to know, were there cheating allegations
Mhm.
before, where, you know what I mean? Like, all of that
Yeah.
Which
stuff.
there was, I think, but that's all alleged. But
All
like,
alleged. And there was
we'll never
another story
know.
that actually just recently came out that apparently this whole scenario transpired because he was going to hit her with divorce papers.
all right,
I
don't
believe
think
it.
that.
I believe it.
So, but this is what I'm trying to say
So
is
she killed the kids and tried to kill herself.
Yeah.
That's you're
yes.
saying
So
that was
that
like the motive.
not
Where'd
the
you hear
motive, but
this?
almost like I saw
It's
I
what
saw it on
took her
social. I
over.
saw it
That's
on
what's
social
the
media.
it's just the straw that broke the camel's
That broke
back.
the camel's back. It just made her what
Well,
made her
here's my
snap.
thing though. If she knew, right? Because kind of in a marriage, like you kind of know, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't think anyone is ever fully blindsided by a divorce.
That's not true.
Okay, that's my opinion.
Yeah,
But
no, of course.
Fuck.
I feel like if she knew they were struggling and all that kind of stuff, obviously in most cases, like the man goes out and does his thing and then he gets a little side piece and he's going on trips and he's doing this and he's doing that. The majority of the home is left to the burden of the wife and the mom. And so regardless, at the end of the day, I don't feel like he did a great job as, even if soon to be ex-husband, if he was planning on a divorce, that's still the mother of your children. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of whatever is going on, like, I don't know. I feel a type of way about that. I feel like he could have done more. I don't know.
But again,
Yeah,
we don't
like-
I
know.
do
If,
too.
we don't know if the divorce papers.
Yeah, we don't, and I'm not saying that that's like a reliable thing or
No, I
like
know,
something
I'm
to
just-
believe. I'm just saying it goes to
Yeah.
show
Social
how
social
many
media is
how many
bringing the buzz up.
narratives are being brought up that might not be true, right?
No, yeah, I agree.
Like just because it's out on social media doesn't mean it's a legit thing, right? So like
Oh,
those are
I
all
agree.
hearsay things. So that's why, and I want to get everybody's
I mean,
perspective.
I think we all know that, but
if they,
Yeah.
I mean, do they? I want
I mean,
everybody's.
yeah,
I
we
want
do.
everybody's.
No one. No, I've never once like fucking relied my entire opinion on social media, Phil. Like,
Yeah.
and that's what it feels like you're pointing
I
at
do.
me.
I feel
I'm
like
never.
That's
I
not
never
what I'm trying to
have.
say. It's not
Never
what I'm
have
trying to say.
actually.
So like Kelsey was sending, for you guys listening right now, Kelsey had sent like some videos of the actual trial. People were recording them and posting them on TikTok. And Phil replied with, I don't believe anything that I see on TikTok. She's like, they're actual recordings of the
No,
trial.
see, did you watch? Hold on,
But no,
Amanda.
see,
hold
no,
on.
but
Did
that's
you
the
watch the
problem.
videos,
That's the
Amanda?
problem.
Did you watch
They
the
were
videos?
actual. Some of them were
No,
from
but
TikTok. Some of them were from the
no.
trial.
But here's my thing, guys. Is why I'm not listening to what you guys are sending is because some of the videos you guys are sending is yes, they're from the trial, but then it's some fucking random person talking about
Narrative
the
that they put-
perspective and their narrative
Right.
that they want to paint. That's why I don't want to watch it because
So you can't listen to anyone else's opinion to like maybe that'll open my mind to something new.
no, I
But
want
they'll
to
say-
watch the
they'll
I want to
say
watch the
based-
trial and
based
have
on
an
today's-
opinion for myself.
Yeah. They say based on today's testimony, and then they play
Fair.
the clip. They play the clip. This is what's happening, and then they say their opinion, and then they drive that. This is what actually happened in the courtroom.
I
And that's the
I
problem.
do see
I
that.
can see where you're saying
it's
that
like
from,
it's like a
but
brainwash, which is why they tell the jury not to watch any social media.
I agree with you on that. I am literally agreeing with you on that. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, regardless, we're all scrolling on social media. It's not like we're all on the fucking jury and not on fucking social media. So for me, I'm like watching everything and I'm like, maybe this could open my mind in either way. I told you specifically, Phil, that my mind was kind of leaning maybe a little bit farther away from Patrick definitely doing this after seeing some of the witnesses that the defense brought up. I
Yeah.
told you that because I was watching the actual trial. But to me, I think having an open mind on everything, just because of all the things that I've seen and my personal opinion of the fact that I think a lot more questions needed to be asked when this first happened, that's why I'm keeping a more open mind and I'm listening to all the opinions and I'm like, taking things and it is what it is. It's not, I'm ultimately going to make my opinion based on what happens in the trial and the actual witnesses in
Well, so-
trial. But like,
Here's the thing though with social media, right? Is when you are involved in something, your FYP is going to keep pushing that narrative and thing to
Yo.
you, right? So
Right.
it kind of goes hand in hand because let's say I believe one thing and it's like, and then I keep getting spoon fed like all of these videos about one specific narrative being
Mhm.
pushed down my throat. And I'm like, oh my God, yeah, yeah.
Ah.
Well, then yeah, right.
So here,
You know what I mean? Like
here's a
you,
perfect example of that. Okay,
but
I'm
it's
gonna give
like
it
you
to
don't ever get the other side of that because you're not looking for the other side of it. Not you
But
specifically, Kelsey, but
Just
just
but I'm
anyone.
saying,
generalized,
like,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
understand that how that could be the case for a lot of people, but like just so everyone's aware in this podcast, when I see something, I fact check it based on the actual trial. Like I actually had one of my friends message me something because I guess there was a question about going out for an anniversary on their 5th anniversary today on trial. And Patrick actually
Yeah.
testified that they didn't go out on their anniversary one year. And there's a discrepancy there because everyone's like, well, Patrick testified that they didn't go out. And now he's saying they did go out, but it was a different year. Their 5th anniversary
Yeah.
was 2021. And Patrick was referring to the anniversary on 2022. So I'm not blindly just listening to everything I see on social media. Let me tell you that. Okay. Just so everyone's aware.
Yeah.
So can I
Thanks
ask
for
you guys
coming
a
to my
question?
TED Talk.
Can I ask you guys a question? Right. This is for Amanda and Kelsey because you guys both mentioned it multiple times in part 1 and part 2 of this podcast. The ski trip or the ski trips. Why did he go on those trips?
You want to hear my personal opinion?
No.
I don't know.
No. Facts. Not personal
Oh,
opinion. Facts.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
The first ski trip, he dropped off Lindsay at a postpartum program. He took his
Okay.
daughter skiing because that was their thing to do. That was their father-daughter activity. He did it again in 2023 with Cora, father-daughter activity. Normal shit that he did with his daughter, who was old
Yeah, but
enough to go skiing.
in 2023, my point is in 2023, she was already experiencing issues of postpartum depression, struggling with the
They spoke
kids,
normally that
having.
day. They spoke normally that day, exchanged text
Yeah, but
messages and
her.
pictures.
Oh my God.
I just
Let's
feel
And the
like
let's
nan
look
and
at the big.
the nanny was there. The nanny was there. So this is the point: is that we're saying, oh,
Let's look at the
we
bigger
wouldn't go on,
picture here.
we wouldn't go on ski trips if why not? If it's normal shit.
You're gonna leave your wife with a nanny when she's
No,
struggling, when she has
but did you
historically
not
been
hear what Tony
struggling.
just said? She
so
was at a
I do
program.
She went the
right.
first one when she
No,
went to
I'm
a
talking about the
postpartum
second
program.
time.
The
I'm
second
talking
trip,
about the
he
second time.
said that everything was normal up and until then. They were
I mean,
texting
so
normal. Everything was normal. She was on her
So
meds. She
then,
was going to therapy. Everything was normal. So you're
okay.
telling me that because she's going through postpartum depression, that everything stops and we need to stop doing everything that we're
I don't
normally
think that's
doing.
the case. I don't think that's the case.
He
I
took
just think that
his daughter skiing, which is what they normally did.
I mean, but he also went to brunches all the time, and
Do we have facts to that too? Because up until now,
they
we didn't
brought
know
it up
why he
in
went
court.
skiing.
yeah.
We don't know.
Reddington
Up and until now, we didn't
Reddington
know
brought
why
it
he
up.
went skiing. We didn't know why he went skiing. So the brunches as well was kind of funky. Do we know why he went on brunches? Did he go to brunches with his daughter?
Tony, you're actually pissing me the fuck
No, but
off
he
right now.
but
Like,
but
This
you
is the
guys,
point,
he's
though.
asking, just like you guys are asking question about discrepancies.
I'm
He's
I'm
asking
saying so
questions as well.
in court, actually in court, Reddington said brunches with your guy friends. I'm pretty sure.
So he's not allowed to go out with his
So
boys.
So he can't go to his boys
he's
That's what I'm saying.
allowed. I'm just saying
Here-
this paints a picture when
of a
when the
normal
wife is
guy
at
going
home
out to brunch.
with 3 kids. Why
Normal-
don't you take the family out for brunch here and
Time
there?
out.
You know what I mean?
A normal guy is not
I
going out for
mean-
brunch with his boys. First of all,
I
He's
feel
going,
like
he's going to brunch every day.
Listen.
it's lunch usually. Like
So
we're going out for
How many
lunch.
guys go out with his wife and kids out to a fantasy football draft at an Applebee's or wherever the fuck they go?
So listen, here's
don't
my
happen.
thing because I really can't speak on that part too much because I have left Joelle home with the children quite a bit, right? And I'm going okay, let me rephrase. Not quite a bit, but like
You've done it.
often kind of. You know what I
You've
mean?
done it.
Like
Doesn't
whatever.
matter how many times you've done it.
And maybe he wasn't that happy about it and I knew that, but I'm like, hey, like I'm going and I'm going with my friends or I'm going here and this is what I'm doing and you're okay with that. I just feel like that's kind of maybe the same situation of where maybe he was like, this is just what I'm doing and that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, but maybe if they had a better relationship, maybe he wouldn't have done those things. Or maybe he's like, are you okay if I go? And maybe she said yes. Maybe he thought everything all was
Exactly.
well. You know what I
But
mean?
that's
So
what
it's
Tony
like
was saying.
we
That's what I'm
we
saying.
can never know.
It's just normal shit. Like you can't assume, okay, she killed her kids, so she was in a constant
Yeah.
state of having to be watched at all times and everything stops. That's not how that
I
shit
mean,
works.
it just
That's
goes
not how
back
that shit
to
works. If anybody has dealt with anybody that's gone through a state of psychosis, and I can tell you I have because I had my son when I went to Connecticut last year with my son, he was going through his own psychosis. And I can tell you that that boy was perfectly normal for 22 out of 24 hours a day and had 2 hours where I had to be in the same room with him to make sure he was good. I am telling you that that's not how that shit works. People
my
need to
thing.
live normalcy is what drives it helps drive away the psychosis.
I mean, at the end of the day, there are so many factors to this case, to their marriage, to their life,
Yeah, it's a
we
lot.
will never ever know about, right? And it's kind of like we only are seeing what's presented on trial and everyone's forming their own opinions of it. But at the end of the day, we will never know the ins and outs of their marriage or their day-to-day life. If
And
she
what
did
sucks
it, if she didn't,
Yeah, and what sucks is his 3 little kids are,
Of course.
yeah.
passed away when it to your point, and I believe it, they could have been saved, right? I think
Yeah.
that it was
That's
just
I feel like that's what it all goes back to, right? Is
and that's
like
what sucks.
everyone's trying to like say of like, well, this should have happened and this and this and this. Really, that's the
So
gist of it, the sad part of it.
so yeah, before because I do want you guys to give your if you guys were a part of the jury, how you guys would place your verdict. But I do want to touch on I do think that if the I think this is a big case that can be a very big thing for mental health
Mental health, yep.
in America for you guys. I do think that it could be honestly I do think that okay, you know what? I'll touch on this after. I want everybody's verdict on what they would do if they were part of the jury. Like how they think it's going to happen. Don't ever all speak at once, eh? Appreciate
I
it.
would
I
say
would
I
say
haven't been there. The evidence to me is again, Amanda's gonna hate me for this, but it is cut and dry. The surveillance, the time of death, the fact that they were placed in a certain part of the house systematically. To me, that screams trying to conceal. That means that there's planning and there's a systematic approach to it. There wasn't anything where it was just a psychosis type of just state of rage or a state of just not being the person that you are, where just you would kill them as they lay. That didn't happen. Like they were all brought to the same place and done in the same fashion. So to me, she's guilty. Um, Now, is she guilty of murder in the first degree? No.
You just
I
said she
would
planned it out,
But
Tony.
that's
she she planned it out, but again,
That's
I don't feel
premeditated.
it's premeditated, but I don't think it's murder one. I think there is a mental health piece. I just don't think that, she's criminally responsible, but there is mental health issues that are documented that I have to take into account. So to me, it's the difference between getting the chair and getting life. Or, getting,
can she get the chair in
I don't
Massachusetts?
know. I don't know. It's
I
a
don't think
liberal
so.
ass state. I doubt it.
I think she can actually.
Can she? I don't think she can, but whatever.
Is the
Actually,
death
no,
penalty?
you're right. I don't think. No, I don't think we do. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, but I think the Boston bomber was on trial for the death penalty, but that might have
But
been a
that could have
special
been
circumstance.
like a
Wasn't that a federal?
it
Wasn't that a
was a
That
federal?
federal
yeah.
thing,
So
yeah.
you're
That was
right.
a
I don't
federal
think
thing.
state. I don't think state we do.
Because it was a terrorism attack, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
that's where it became different.
Yeah, that's probably you're right.
Okay. So, Amanda, Kelsey, which one?
I feel like I would have to just say I don't know.
But you'd have to come to a decision. So
So no, there could be a hung
No?
jury also, guys. I
Yeah.
think we forgot about that option. There could actually be a hung
Yeah.
jury and a mistrial.
Well, a hung jury means that half of the jury thinks that
Well,
No,
no,
it
it's
means that
only
it's not
half-
anonymous.
one person. It doesn't have
It's
to
just
be
one-
half.
Right.
It's
That's what I'm
just
saying. No,
one
I'm just saying, for
person.
example, it could be one person that thinks she's not guilty, but you cannot say, I don't know. when you're in a jury? It has to
So
be one or
I
the
would
other.
say not guilty. Like that's just what
So,
I'm leaning to
Not
now.
guilty, so she gets scot-free off.
Not guilty at all, or not guilty by reason
murder.
of being
Not
criminally
guilty of
responsible.
criminal. I would
Okay.
say not
Okay.
guilty of criminal.
Okay.
I would say not guilty, not criminally responsible. I think that they would ever open up. I think they should open up another investigation. I don't think that will ever happen. I think Patrick will be scot-free on this, but I do have a lot of questions.
Wow.
I don't think he will ever be investigated to the full extent he should have been. I also, to Tony's point, I just feel like if like them all being in the same place in the basement doesn't really hold much, because she was planning on unaliving herself anyways. Like, why would she care to conceal it? That's my question.
That
So
actually doesn't make sense.
I just don't understand. Like, your whole point is she was calculated. She was going to keep him down there, so there wasn't a struggle. So they were concealed and all the things. But it's like she was planning on unaliving herself. Like, she wanted to be successful in that, if that's your theory. So why would she care where they were, in my opinion? Anyways, that's just my question on that. But I would find her not guilty, not criminally responsible.
Okay. So this is how I'm hoping the case goes. I'm hoping that she is, first of all, she did it. That's my opinion. I think she did it. I don't think there's any discrepancies. I think there are some weird things that.
Those are called discrepancies,
Yeah,
but
right?
continue.
Like,
Okay,
what the
sorry.
fuck?
I think it's, for me, I think it's clear cut that she did it, even though that there are discrepancies in the stories and whatnot. I still think
But
she
clear
did
cut.
it.
Cut
Still
and
think she
dry.
did it. Yes. I still think she did it.
Okay.
I do think that she was in a state of psychosis at the time, and which is why she did what she did, and why it wasn't calculated, but it was planned out in that state of mind, which is why there was a little bit of a plan. But I do think that she will come off not guilty based on being mentally insane. And I think this specific case is going to shed a lot. I hope. I mean, it is America, so I'm not very optimistic, but I'm hoping that it does shine light on future research and future funding in more mental health options for especially postpartum depression. But I
And
do think
women's health in general.
women's health in
mental
general,
health
but
in
I do
general
think
also.
mental health in general, but I do think they should put forth more towards postpartum depression, because I feel like this case did show a lot of lack of knowledge.
Right. No one knows shit.
In the post, because in the case, some of the prosecutors' witnesses were like not making sense. Some of the defense's witnesses were not making, like, it was just weird. I felt like they were talking, but they were also not talking. And it was just like,
They were all like,
brother, like, what are we talking about here? Like, it was
also,
very weird.
by the way, I think there needs to be more women representation in women's health, by the way. Because if you notice, a lot of the witnesses were fucking dinosaur-aged men talking about postpartum, in my opinion.
Yes, but they all are educated on said.
Well, a lot of the
subject.
Actually, the defense brought forward a lot of their qualifications were actually not specifically in postpartum.
No, but I feel like there's not going to be postpartum specific.
I think there should be, in my opinion.
Yes, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be.
Postpartum.
But it doesn't have to be women specifically. You would like to see that, of course.
I would like to see more representation of women.
Yes.
Like with because I just honestly I know that Tony doesn't agree with this, and to my point, I don't agree with it 100%, but I kind of do lean more towards Amanda, where it's like, if you have never been through it, or you don't have the woman anatomy, sometimes you don't understand certain things about the woman body. You just don't understand how things are represented and how things present, because you don't have those organs in all healthcare.
Yeah.
Okay.
not just in
You can say
postpartum.
the same thing with
So I
men.
think,
Yeah.
like,
With men, you
in
can say the same thing.
my
Yeah.
opinion,
Yeah, don't talk
right.
about my balls,
Well,
Kelsey.
I don't think that that's very true because I think a lot of the studies and research goes specifically into the
So
male
if
body
it's so if
and
a
how the
man if a man has a PhD specifically in women's anatomy and hormones, because that man cannot have a baby and go through menstrual
Postpartum
cycles and
depression.
postpartum, he shouldn't comment or
No,
have an
so
opinion.
listen,
I
you
don't
can
think that's what
you
we're
can
saying at all.
No,
but
he's
listen, you
asking like,
can
is that what you're saying?
I'm
Like,
asking, is
what
that
are
what
you
you're
saying?
saying?
No,
so
no.
listen, you can teach a man everything in the books and
Right.
about that and educate them about that. But they will never know what it actually feels like to go through those things. You
I
know what I mean? Like
personally
we can describe it and teach it and do all these things, but like like
I've
if Kelsey goes to the doctor and it's like, "Hey, I'm in so much pain during my
I've
period and this
experienced
this
it.
and this."
I've experienced it firsthand when I was looking for a diagnosis for my PCOS. I I had to advocate for myself even with female doctors, which is crazy. I had to advocate for myself extensively about what I was feeling with my body. And I guarantee if I experienced a couple male doctors as well who brushed me off and said, lose weight and you'll get better. And then finally, I was like, hey, something's wrong with my body to a woman doctor. And she said, let's run these tests. And I was right the whole time. So I think it's hard. It's hard to experience certain things with your own body. And like Amanda said, you could teach them all you want from what's in the books and what's in the studies. But the reality of it is, women are underrepresented in those studies to begin with. Those studies are very far and few to begin with. So that's my point. I'll leave it at that.
Fair.
I digress.
So I do think that regardless of gender, if someone is educated in the proper avenues that they're educated in, I do think just because of their gender, it shouldn't be like oh, you're a male, like you don't have these body parts. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, some of these people that are educated, just because they didn't go through it, doesn't mean like
It's not
I'm
that
not saying
it's not
that.
that
I'm
we're
not saying
saying
they're
they're
unqualified.
right. Our thing is like I just feel maybe a woman who also is a doctor for women has a better understanding of the certain things that we go through, right? You know what I mean? Like that's all it is. I'm not saying
they
that's
could
a
have a better
Especially-
they could have a better understanding, but they might not be as educated as someone else or qualified better.
But my point is that education relies on research, no?
So I think
Yes.
Mickey brings
Women's
up a good
health
point. I think Mickey brings a good point, right? It's you can be educated, and I hear what Amanda, I hear what Kelsey's saying, but I think it's more the advocacy, right?
100%.
She just said that. I think that's what's missing here. It's that I'll be honest, I've heard of postpartum depression, but I've heard it like in my experience, right, with Jackson's mom, with the twins' mom. Like I really haven't seen it out there,
Mhm.
right? Not even on TikTok, like on Reels and stuff like that. Like I've seen a million, and maybe it's my algorithm, million Reels on men's mental
probably your
health and
algorithm.
stuff like that, but haven't come across anything in postpartum. Maybe not me saying postpartum depression so much with the live open and everything, it may bring some, or maybe because of this trial, it's bringing it. Maybe this is what was unfortunately, what was needed to bring advocacy to that. And again, I don't want anybody to think that I'm downplaying postpartum depression. I would never do that, especially when I had Jackson's mom. She went through it, you know, being pregnant and at the same time having kidney stones and at the same time popping out kidney stones. It wasn't fun for her.
Stop
Mhm.
saying popping out
Well,
with
you know what
those
I mean.
things.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm being a guy. I'm sorry. Giving
That's
birth to Jackson and popping out kidney stones.
Such a beautiful
Um,
moment.
she went through it, and it wasn't easy, and I was there for all of it, and seeing her go through that, like I get what from what I saw. I don't get what she was experiencing internally mentally, physically, all of that, body changes. I know that's a lot for a
Right,
woman.
but you can read about it and research it and be educated on it, but like you don't
But
know,
you
you
just
know what I mean?
right, that's what
Like
I'm saying.
you didn't experience
I
it.
don't know what
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
personally internally was going through.
Mhm.
Right.
Um, but
And
that's
the
the point.
research and studies on it are like very minimal because funding is not there for it. This is my whole point. I think as a whole, and I'm not sure what Canada's like, Phil, but as a
Not
whole, the
like you guys,
US
bro. I'll tell you that.
does a
It's fucking
fucking
backwards in Canada. That's what it is.
they do a
Women
fucking
women get
god
a year
awful
off
job.
paid after
The,
pregnancy.
in the US, they do a god awful fucking job about representing women and women's health and how our bodies are different than men and how our bodies react differently and present differently with different diseases, including everything regarding postpartum. And that's just very evidenced by how they give us 6 weeks off for postpartum.
That's when
Like,
you guys told me
be
that, that's
so for
insane.
real.
That is
I
insane.
agree.
Because that's actually the time frame of I was one of the expert witnesses said there's like different stages of postpartum.
Yes,
So
I
like
saw that.
I think
Yeah.
it's like 2 to 6 weeks is considered baby blues, and then
Mhm.
6 weeks post up until like 7 or 8 months is postpartum depression. So
Yeah.
the fact that you guys are
Who sees it up to a year? Who sees it up to a year
yes,
can be
yeah,
postpartum.
again, that's what I saw on the
Right.
trial, right? So
Yeah.
the fact that you guys are only going up until the baby blue phase is
Mhm.
insanity. Like in Canada,
Right.
it's a year. It's actually, there's different options. So basically, it's, I don't know what the funding. It's an X amount of, let's for say it's $2,000 spread out over a year. It's not. It's like almost. It's like
Right.
almost
Right.
a substantial
Yeah.
amount of pay. And then some wherever you work, they would actually top up whatever the government gives you. It's up to it's either you do a year spread out with $2,000, or you do 18 months spread out $2,000. So your monthly payments will be less, but you get an extra 6 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah. So
Mhm.
like
There's
that's
like
how
there's
it
like
should be. I feel
there's like
like it's
short-term
like
disability. I mean, you can do that here.
right, but it's like it
But
shouldn't
it's a
have to be like
No, because
applying
if
for like
listen,
FMLA or like you can
if
add
you
FMLA on top of it.
You
No.
could get FMLA and do it. Yes, you can.
Yeah, but like
but
that's
you have to have those things prior to getting pregnant. You can't apply for those disability or leave or
Yes, you can.
like any of the no, you can't. They will
If
not
you're
accept you
if your
if you are
doctor
already pregnant.
no
if you're struggling from postpartum, I think you can like
if
I
you
think
have
if you have
if you
like
have postpartum
Oh, well,
depression
I'm
and your
I'm
yeah,
talking
doctor
about,
says
I
it,
guess, like
just
as
regular like
being pregnant.
maternity leave.
Yeah.
oh no, being
Yeah.
pregnant, no. But if you have your child and and after your maternity leave, if your doctor or whoever your healthcare professional signs out or fills out your paperwork, your
Yeah.
FMLA paperwork, and
Yeah.
says
Yeah.
that they're not going to say what you have, but they say that due to X, Y, and Z reasons, this
Yeah.
person has to
Yeah.
have X amount of time off, this
Yeah.
frequency for this amount of
Yeah.
time as an
That's
FMLA.
true.
Now,
I was saying
if you
like signing up for that after
oh
the
yeah, no.
fact.
If you go
Yeah.
over, so there's a way, Phil. So there's a way where you can get a year off here, right?
Yeah, but you
Not
have
just
to
for
like go
pregnancy,
through
but you have.
loopholes though. It shouldn't be like that.
It
No.
shouldn't, but you can. You absolutely can. It'll be 6 months paid, 6 months short-term disability to like similar to what
okay,
Phil
so yeah,
said.
Well,
you got to
not
6
to
do
months
like
fully
mention,
paid, 6 months at like
not to
80 to
mention,
70%.
I'm a bartender. So
Yeah, we
guess
don't get
what? I don't
benefits.
have health insurance.
No.
So, well, I mean,
That's a whole
I
nother thing we
have,
can like
wait,
get into.
I have health insurance because I have a private thing that I
But
buy,
not
but like I'm
from
not
your
offered
job.
it.
Right.
Right. So, me being a mother with 2 kids prior to having the baby, obviously I have private health insurance. Although I did think it was a scam for a long time and I didn't get it.
here
Anyway,
comes
that's a
Amanda
whole other
conspiracy
thing.
brain.
Yeah, FMLA,
Um,
Yeah.
FMLA is unpaid
but
unless you have
No,
time bank.
I thought you get like a little paycheck for FMLA.
Well, no. So FMLA will
You
pay
get
you based.
nothing?
So FMLA, just to Mickey's point, it protects your job. If you have hours banked, they start taking out from your bank vacation,
Okay.
so
Gotcha.
personal
listen,
time, and then paid.
FMLA, listen to me. FMLA does not, so pregnancy is considered.
Can I just I'm you can finish, but you see what Kelsey and Tony are doing right now, Amanda, they've never been through a pregnancy and all the stages.
That's facts.
And they're speaking on it and they're not allowing you to speak. It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, actually, they were speaking on the insurance.
I actually have been
fuck
through.
them, Amanda.
I've been through
Take it
two
away.
pregnancies. I haven't been pregnant,
You
but
didn't
I've been
carry
through
a
two
baby
pregnancies.
for 9 months. Amanda, take it away.
Someone fucking boot Phil. Like, honestly. I'm about to mute him on TikTok.
So, anyways, when you are pregnant, if you don't already enroll into that FMLA coverage prior to getting pregnant, and I believe there is a waiting period in order for you to have coverage for it to take effect, right? So then you have to enroll in that prior to getting pregnant. And then once you get pregnant, they will only cover, like Tony said, if your company covers. So like if your company has maternity leave, then they will also contribute to that. But if your company does not, they are not going to contribute to that. And that goes with the short-term disability as well. You cannot apply for that. You have to apply. There's a long waiting period. It's kind of like if I was on like IVF treatments or something to where I was like, oh, I'm planning out my pregnancy and I'm going to be pregnant in 1 year from now. You know what I mean? Or something from that aspect. But no, you don't. And when I found out that I was pregnant, I worked up until the week that I went in to have my surgery because I was trying to save every freaking dollar that I could to, one, pay for the surgery because I was having a cesarean section, and
which is insane.
And two, to be able to support my family while I'm not able to work. So I was like working every like single shift.
I don't know how you did that, girl. I really don't.
Literally up until I think it was like 3 days before my scheduled surgery, I pulled a freaking double and I worked 12 hours.
It's insane.
So then after the surgery, they give you 6 to 8 weeks for recovery. If you're cleared, you go in for your 6-week post-op appointment. If you're okay, they say if you want, you can go back to work. If not, we recommend you stay home. I ended up going back.
They literally do an incision through your abdominal muscles. And 6 weeks, they're like, and so, you can go back to work if you want.
And then after that, because I had my savings, but obviously I was the only one working at the time. We had a new baby. I have 2 other children. All of these things, we started to go through those funds. So I felt forced, not by anyone other than fucking society, to go back to work. Go back to work. And at 6 weeks post cesarean of 3, it was my 3rd one, going back to work after that.
That's crazy.
And it was insane. All while fighting the postpartum fucking hormonal
You're already
drop,
going through a trauma.
All of this shit, like it's insane.
I cannot fathom how any American can literally sit here and say we are the greatest country in the world. When
also, sorry, I went off on a tangent, guys. That's just
never
like,
apologize for that.
This whole thing was so
but you are
it shines light.
You are the one mom in here. Like you have gone through it yourself. Like, please don't ever do that again.
Make sure you click that, Kelsey.
That actually gave me the ick. Like I had like a visceral like reaction to that. But really, like Amanda, like I'm glad you went on a tangent because like I don't think that a lot of people understand like what it's like, especially in a industry like the service industry where like you don't get benefits from your job. Like it's all independent.
And I feel like that's kind of where a lot of people are, right? Because not everyone has a great corporate job or a job with benefits, right? The average American doesn't have benefits. Like there are so many people without health insurance coverage or
so many,
you know what I mean? Like doing all these things and like that's the reality for them. But also to be fair, because I'm always kind of like on both sides, if you know that's in the situation like that you're in, don't try to have kids. Right? Like don't openly
be like smart about it, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not having kids because
But-
A, I don't want them, but B, I could never afford them right now, like genuinely.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like the fact that you guys say that. Okay, what do you guys think is the American dream? Right?
I feel like we are approaching 2 hours here
We're at an hour and 30,
Yeah.
and we can wrap this right up. But I wanna
Okay.
really hammer this home.
because I'm like, what am I doing here? Okay.
Phil, this is the fourth fucking time you said I really want to hammer this home. The
What
fuck
is
are you
what is
hammering
everybody
home,
what is
bro?
everybody's
Shut
American
the fuck up.
what is everybody's American
Hammer
dream?
it home, cut and dry.
Oh,
Shut the
the-
fuck up.
We're just trying to relate to you, Miss Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
The fucking the American dream historically has been you grow up, you fucking graduate high school, you get a degree and you marry and you have 2 kids
Have
and you have a
kids?
house.
Okay, so
and
you have
you're
kids,
able to
right?
be-
You have
yeah.
kids. So right off jump, America is literally going like this to you guys. Because you guys are having to pay, what is it, an average of $50,000 to have a kid?
I have no idea, but it's upwards of that.
Yeah, so like a
Average,
a
let's
normal
just average it out.
labor, yeah, average. I'd say
Okay, so you have
50.
2 kids. You're paying $100,000 for 2 kids, right? Let's say,
Well, health insurance coverage.
That's without
like,
that's
pays
without
for
health
that.
insurance.
Yeah, that's without.
okay, but you
coverage.
guys said a lot of people don't have health insurance, correct? Like, what's the
No,
percentage of
yeah,
people that don't
sure.
have health insurance?
I don't know.
I don't know, but it's
offhand.
high. It's high in America.
Okay,
I
so
don't know
that's what I'm
offhand,
saying. The fact that that is something that literally America is literally telling you guys, fuck you guys. You guys got to pay to
But
have a child.
That's Amanda's American dream or Kelsey's
but-
American
No, I'm
dream.
saying no. That first of all,
You
hello.
think that's
the
Kelsey's
opposite of my
American dream?
That's
dream.
not American. That's not. I'm just
That's
saying.
not
actually-
that's not the
That's my
American
American
dream. to me.
What is-
nightmare. That's
by-
my American
like, what
nightmare.
is-
Let me tell you.
Not to me.
Wait, because
Generalized.
that's
I
kind of
feel like
my
that is-
American dream.
That's-
I feel like that
That
is
is
a general thing.
generalized. That is a generalized American
Having-
dream.
having
Right
kids?
now,
I don't
yes.
think so. No.
The old school look up what the American dream is right now.
It's
Tony.
the American dream is just the ability to pursue whatever you want in a free way.
And you can't.
You're quoting
Literally.
that from the fucking Declaration of Independence.
But you
Tony.
can't.
Literally in there.
I
it's the
wanna- but-
pursuit
Yeah, I
of-
know, and that's
I moved
why
to
I
a-
know.
happiness.
I moved to
But
America.
that's
I moved to America. My
the
American dream is I want to have
Pursuit
kids.
of
I can't do that.
liberty,
Free?
life, and happiness.
You can open a business freely without any type of bias or anybody
Own a
trying to come
home,
upon you.
have a stable career, achieve financial independence, build a family, give your children opportunities, have
wait,
some
Phil?
material
Before
comfort.
that,
Wait a minute,
build
Phil.
a better life
Tony, let me
through
tell
hard
you
work,
this.
freedom, and access
Shut
to opportunity.
the fuck up.
And shoot
Tony
my
is
guns. Yeehaw.
Tony is giving the book rendition of the American Dream.
That's literally what it is.
Kelsey is giving the societal norm.
Yes.
Of the
What is the
American Dream.
societal norm
Both
of the
are
American
correct.
dream? Thank you.
Both are correct. They
Right.
are both different.
Well,
Everybody's American. Listen,
here in
there's
Canada,
people out here
Everyone's
that they're-
American dream is different,
here in
There's
Canada,
people out
it
here
does
that
not
personally.
cost us money to have children.
What's the Canadian dream, Phil?
The Canadian dream?
I've
Fucking
never
pump
heard
out-
it. I
Same
don't
thing.
think there is one. I've
Pump out
never
maple
heard of
syrup
it.
in the forest.
No, same thing. Have
I
children.
feel like it's because they don't have to dream; they can just achieve it without being poor.
Exactly. Like we're not given
I'm just
we're not
dreaming
given
of
debt.
financial
We're not given
independence.
debt to have children.
I don't know, guys. My dream is to hit a mega grand jackpot at the casino.
My
That's what I'm
American
saying.
Melissa,
dream-
hold on.
no, I'm
Melissa,
telling you
Melissa,
right now.
Melissa in the chat is saying my sister lives in Canada and her and her husband are kids are coming here to the States. Melissa, please tell me this. Does your family live in Alberta?
It's
And that's all I
fucking
wanna
Canada.
know.
It doesn't matter where.
No,
in
it
Canada,
does
it's
matter.
Canada.
It does matter. Alberta has very minimal structure of living.
Well,
See,
that
she
just
says
sounds like-
yes.
Oh,
She says
said
yes.
yes. So
Thank
he
you.
knew.
Sounds like
He
So that is
knew.
Sounds like
exactly
it
why.
sounds like a Canadian problem. Doesn't sound like an America problem.
Listen,
Get your-
at
All
the
right,
end of
guys,
the
we're
day-
gonna wrap it
we
the
gotta wrap
fuck
it up.
up.
Get your
let
country
me
right.
let me be clear
America all
to
day.
Phil. The American dream is what you make it.
There you
okay?
go.
And
Life is what you
that's
make
it.
simply what it
So when
is.
you want to have
so,
children, it's $50,000 in debt off jump.
My
Let's-
American dream.
if you want it,
My American dream is no kids and being able to afford life.
and that is your right, your God-given right in America.
But it is in fact a dream at this point because I don't
There's-
see it
there-
anywhere in
there's-
my future.
Y'all are
Yeah.
living in a nightmare. Anyways,
All right,
Tweakers-
guys.
Amanda, wrap
we're
us up.
gonna wrap it the fuck up.
I wanna
Shut the
tweak.
fuck up.
That's their American dream.
Shut the fuck up. If you are not already following us, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Apple, and Spotify on at Truly Chaotic Podcast. And always remember, Merca.
That's right.
Oh my god.
We should have played Hulk Hogan.